Welcome back to Beyond the Battlefield. Today, Krishna says something so simple that most people miss how profound it actually is. He does not speak about heaven. He does not speak about rituals. He does not speak about renouncing the world. He points to water, to sunlight, to sound, to the strength within human beings. And suddenly, spirituality stops becoming abstract. It becomes immediate. It becomes alive.
Yes, and this is one of the most beautiful transitions in the Bhagavad Gita. Until now, Krishna has been explaining philosophy. He spoke about higher nature, lower nature, consciousness, attachment, yoga. But now, he changes the method completely. He stops speaking only to Arjuna's intellect and starts speaking to his experience.
And honestly, that feels deeply important today. Because modern people understand many things intellectually, but experience very little deeply.
Exactly. And Krishna knows something profound. Truth cannot be fully understood through concepts alone. At some point, truth must be seen. This verse is not just philosophy. It is perception training. Listen carefully to the verse.
O Arjuna, I am the taste in water, the light in the sun and moon, the sacred Om in the Vedas, the sound in space, and the noble strength in human beings.
Now this is extraordinary because Krishna is not saying, search for me somewhere else. He is saying, I am already hidden inside existence itself.
And he begins with water. That feels symbolic.
Very symbolic because water is universal. Every human being understands thirst. No philosophy needed, no religion needed, no education needed. And Krishna says, I am the taste in water.
What exactly does that mean spiritually?
It means Krishna is pointing toward the essence within things. He does not say, I am water. He says, I am the taste in water, not the object, but the living quality inside the object. And this is very deep. When you are thirsty and cold water touches your lips, there is relief, there is aliveness, there is freshness, there is fulfillment, that invisible experience. Krishna says that is me. And honestly, most people never experience even simple things fully anymore. Because modern living has become mechanical. People drink water while checking notifications. They eat while scrolling. They listen without listening. They live while mentally somewhere else. The body remains present, but consciousness disappears. And slowly life starts feeling emotionally dry. And Krishna is reversing that dryness. He is restoring sensitivity. Osho explains something beautiful here. He says, human beings continuously search for the extraordinary while existence hides truth inside the ordinary.
That's beautiful. So spirituality is not escaping life. It is entering life more deeply.
Yes. And Osho repeatedly says that the problem is not absence of truth. The problem is absence of awareness. Existence is continuously revealing itself. But human beings are too occupied with thought to notice it. And Krishna then says, Prabhasmi Shashi Suryayo, I am the light in the sun and moon. And again, he points toward essence. He does not say, I am the sun. He says, I am the light, meaning illumination itself. And this becomes deeply spiritual. In almost every mystical tradition, light symbolizes consciousness. Osho beautifully explains that when one goes deeper into meditation, eventually forms begin disappearing and awareness begins feeling luminous. And there's another subtle layer here. When Krishna says, Prabhasmi Shashi Suryayo, I am the light in the sun and moon. Why mention both? Why sun and why moon? Because the sun gives direct light, the moon gives reflected light. And Krishna is saying something profound. Whether light comes directly or whether it comes reflected through something else, the source remains the same.
So whether truth appears clearly or indirectly through another person, another experience, another moment, it still carries the same essence.
Exactly. And this has deep spiritual implications. Some people experience truth directly through meditation, silence, deep awareness. Others experience it indirectly through music, love, nature, poetry, a teacher, even suffering. But Krishna says light is still light. And honestly, that's such a compassionate teaching. Because Krishna is not dividing existence into sacred and non-sacred. He is revealing that the same consciousness shines through everything. Krishna is teaching Arjuna how to see existence differently. And this changes leadership too. Because a distracted mind only processes information. But an aware mind perceives reality deeply. And modern leadership desperately needs that. Today leaders have more analytics, more dashboards, more AI tools, more market intelligence. Yet many feel internally disconnected. Why? Because information is increasing, but presence is disappearing.
And maybe that's why this verse feels so modern.
Absolutely. Krishna is teaching conscious attention to experience water fully, to experience light fully, to experience existence fully. One must become present. And then Krishna says, Pranava Sarvedeshu. I am Om in all the Vedas. Om here represents the primordial vibration, the foundational resonance of existence. And then Shabdake, I am sound in space. Because sound needs emptiness. And spiritually this is profound. Without inner space, truth cannot be heard. A noisy mind cannot perceive deeply. A silent mind becomes receptive.
And honestly, modern minds are constantly noisy.
Yes, which is why people feel exhausted despite endless stimulation. There is communication, but very little listening. There is content, but very little silence. There is speed, but very little awareness. And Krishna ends beautifully. Porusham Rishu, I am the noble strength in human beings. And this word is important. It is not merely physical strength. It means conscious strength, courage, inner dignity, awakened vitality. Krishna is saying, whenever a human being rises with integrity, whenever courage appears, whenever conscious strength appears, that too is divine.
So the sacred is not somewhere far away. It is in water, in light, in silence, in awareness, in conscious strength.
Yes, and maybe the deepest teaching of this verse is this. Life has been whispering truth continuously, but we have forgotten how to listen. And Krishna continues. In the previous verse, he revealed himself in water, light, sound, awareness, conscious strength. And now it's this. He goes even deeper. He starts revealing the sacred hidden inside, earth, fire with life itself, and human transformation.
So this is still the same teaching. Krishna training Arjuna how to see existence differently. Listen carefully to verse 9.
I am the pure fragrance in the earth, the brilliance in fire, the life in all beings, and the tapas in ascetics.
And once again, Krishna points toward essence. He does not say, I am the earth. He says, I am the fragrance in the earth.
Yes, and that is very profound, especially after rain. When the soil releases that beautiful fragrance, there is something deeply calming about it. Something ancient, something grounding, something alive. And Krishna says that subtle essence, that invisible beauty, that is me. And fragrance is interesting because you cannot hold it. You can experience it, but you cannot possess it. And spirituality is very similar. Truth cannot be captured. It can only be experienced.
And honestly, modern life makes people insensitive to subtle experiences.
Yes, because modern minds are overstimulated. People notice noise, speed, drama, stimulation. But subtlety gets lost. And Krishna is restoring sensitivity again. He says, Tejaschasmi vibhavso. I am the brilliance in fire. Now this becomes very deep. Why does Krishna choose fire? Because fire was humanity's first visible encounter with cosmic power. Think about the sequence carefully. Space exists, but you cannot see it. Air exists, but you cannot see it. And then fire appears, and suddenly the invisible becomes visible. So for primitive humanity, fire was the first visible manifestation of creation. The first thing human beings saw with awe was fire, its radiance, its energy, its brilliance, its transformative power. And this is why almost every ancient civilization treated fire as sacred.
So Krishna saying, I am the brilliance in fire, has enormous symbolic meaning.
Yes, and notice again, he does not say stay, I am fire. He says, I am the brilliance in fire. So once again, he points toward the essence inside the form. And spiritually, fire symbolizes transformation. Fire changes whatever it touches. Darkness becomes light. Cold becomes warm. Wood becomes ash. And awareness transforms human consciousness in the same way. So inner awakening is also a kind of fire. A conscious human being carries inner fire. Clarity is fire. Courage is fire. Creative intensity is fire. Passion aligned with awareness is fire. And without that inner fire, people slowly become psychologically dull. And Krishna never teaches lifeless spirituality. He teaches awakened aliveness.
And then Krishna says, Jivanam sarva bhuteshu. I am life in all beings. And this may be one of the deepest statements in the chapter. Krishna does not say, I am only in saints. I am only in temples. I am only in spiritual people. He says, I am life itself. That changes the entire way we relate to existence.
Completely. Suddenly, trees, animals, human beings, existence itself all become expressions of the same life force. And from this understanding, compassion naturally begins. And Krishna ends with Tapaschasmi tapasvishu. I am tapas in ascetics, and tapas is often misunderstood. People think tapas means torture or harshness, but its deeper meaning is inner heat, conscious discipline, transformative intensity. So, tapas is not punishment, it is purification. Gold becomes pure through fire, and human consciousness becomes refined through awareness and discipline. And honestly, this is deeply relevant in modern life because today people want success without discipline, growth without discomfort, transformation without inner work.
And Krishna is saying, real transformation requires inner fire.
Yes, and leadership especially requires tapas, the ability to remain ethical under pressure, to continue with integrity despite difficulty. Without tapas, human potential remains unfinished. And Krishna continues. In the previous verses, he revealed himself in taste, light, fragrance, fire, life, conscious strength. But now, Krishna goes even deeper. He no longer points only toward qualities within existence. He points toward the source itself.
The source?
Yes. And listen carefully to verse 10.
O Arjuna, know me as the eternal seed of all beings. I am the intelligence of the intelligent and the radiance of the radiant.
This is a massive shift. Because Krishna is no longer talking about visible expressions. He's talking about the invisible beginning.
Exactly. And the metaphor Krishna chooses is incredibly profound. He says, Bijangman Sarva Bhutanan. I am the seed of all beings. Now think carefully about a seed. It looks tiny, almost insignificant, ordinary. But hidden inside that tiny seed, an entire forest may be sleeping. The visible future hidden inside an invisible possibility. And spiritually, this is one of the deepest truths of existence. Everything begins invisibly. A tree begins invisibly. A thought begins invisibly. A civilization begins invisibly. A transformation begins invisibly. And Krishna is saying that hidden potential, that invisible source, that is me. And honestly, modern culture has become obsessed with visible outcomes. People worship results, achievements, metrics, status, external success. But Krishna points toward the unseen origin, the seed.
So this verse changes how we see growth itself.
Completely. Because a conscious person learns to respect beginnings. A small insight can change a life. A quiet conversation can transform a relationship. One courageous decision can alter destiny. Everything starts subtly. And Krishna also says, Snatanam, the eternal seed. And this word matters enormously. Ordinary seeds appear and disappear. But Krishna points toward the timeless intelligence behind all creation. Bodies change. Civilization change, technology changes, identities change, but existence continuously renews itself from the same eternal source.
And then Krishna says, Buddhir buddhimatam asmi. I am the intelligence of the intelligent.
Yes, and this is very important in today's world because Krishna is not glorifying mere information. He is talking about buddhi, awakened intelligence, discernment, clear seeing, the ability to perceive truth beyond impulse. Intelligence here is not just IQ. A person may be highly educated, yet internally confused, and another person may appear very simple, yet possess deep clarity. The Gita distinguishes between information, intellect, and wisdom. And honestly, this feels extremely relevant in the AI age. Today, machines can process enormous amounts of data. AI can analyze patterns, generate content, optimize systems. But discernment? Discernment still depends on consciousness. Krishna's buddhi is not computational intelligence, it is awakened perception, and this changes leadership. A reactive leader creates confusion. A conscious leader creates clarity. A noisy mind complicates. Clear intelligence simplifies.
And then Krishna ends beautifully. Tejasvina Maham. I am the radiance of the radiant.
Yes, and once again, Krishna points toward essence. He does not say, I am successful people. He says, I am the radiance within the radiant.
What exactly is that radiance?
It is not external glamour. It is inner aliveness. Some people enter a room and their presence itself feels alive. Not because of status, not because of appearance, but because something inside them is aligned. True radiance comes from inner coherence, when thought, action, values, awareness all begin moving together. A human being starts radiating presence. And that's why some people feel powerful even in silence. Because real Tejas is not noise. It is conscious energy, calm intensity, awakened presence, inner illumination. And honestly, this entire sequence of verses is transforming spirituality. Krishna is dissolving the separation between spiritual life and ordinary existence. He is teaching Arjuna the sacred is not somewhere else. It is in water, in light, in fragrance, in fire, in life, in intelligence, in radiance, and even in the invisible seed of becoming. And perhaps existence has always been sacred. Only our perception became superficial.
And now Krishna enters one of the most misunderstood areas of spirituality: strength, passion, sexual energy, human desire. And what he says here is extraordinarily balanced. Because most spiritual teachings either suppress these topics or avoid them completely.
Exactly. But Krishna does neither. He neither condemns strength nor condemns sexuality. He purifies them. And this is not anti-life spirituality. Listen carefully to verse 11.
O Arjuna, I am the strength of the strong, free from desire and passion, and I am sexual activity that does not conflict with dharma.
Now this is profound, because Krishna begins by saying, I am the strength of the strong.
Yes, and this is very important. Krishna never glorifies weakness. The Gita is not a philosophy of lifelessness, passivity, cowardice, suppression. Krishna respects vitality, courage, strength, intensity, power. And then immediately he adds a condition. He says, strength free from craving and passion. And this changes everything. Strength itself is not the problem. Ego inside strength is the problem. Most human strength is psychologically mixed with insecurity, domination, ego, validation, hunger for control. And Krishna separates pure strength from contaminated strength.
That's very deep. Because many powerful people are internally weak.
Exactly. Real strength does not constantly prove itself. A truly strong person does not need domination, does not seek superiority, does not depend psychologically on power.
And then Krishna enters the most controversial part. I am sexual activity not conflicting with Dharma. And Dharma becomes the key.
Exactly. Krishna says, Dharma Viruddha, not opposed to Dharma. Meaning, not exploitative, not manipulative, not violent, not obsessive, not degrading consciousness, but aligned with harmony, responsibility, integrity, awareness, sacredness. And honestly, that feels incredibly relevant today because modern culture swings between extremes, either repression or unconscious indulgence, and both create suffering. So Krishna avoids both extremes, and that balance is extraordinary. Suppression creates guilt, inner conflict, hypocrisy, psychological fragmentation. But unconscious indulgence creates addiction, dependency, loss of clarity, emotional instability. Osho repeatedly explains this beautifully. He says, societies obsessed with suppression become psychologically divided. When natural energies are condemned, people lose authenticity. And then energy does not disappear. It becomes distorted.
So Krishna is actually teaching conscious integration.
Yes, and this has enormous leadership implications too. Many powerful leaders do not collapse because of lack of intelligence. They collapse because desire becomes unconscious. Craving overtakes clarity. Impulse overtakes discernment. Pleasure overtakes responsibility. And history repeatedly shows unregulated desire destroys judgment. So Krishna is teaching energy must remain aligned with Dharma. And this verse completely transforms spirituality. Krishna is saying strength is sacred, life energy is sacred, sexuality is sacred. And when consciousness guides them, so the Gita is not teaching rejection of life. It is teaching awakened living. And maybe that is the deepest beauty of Krishna. He never teaches dead spirituality. He teaches awareness within life, balance within power, consciousness within desire. And that is far more difficult.
And honestly, one question keeps arising. Why does Krishna keep repeating the same thing again and again? I am in water. I am in light. I am in fragrance. I am in strength. Why so many examples?
Because Krishna understands something profound about the human mind. He knows truth enters human consciousness only in certain moments. So he keeps opening different doors, hoping one of them suddenly touches Arjuna. Krishna is continuously pointing toward the invisible through the visible, from form toward the formless, from the seen toward the unseen, from the outer toward the essence. And Krishna keeps changing examples because human consciousness is constantly fluctuating. Our mind is never stable. One moment we feel clear, the next moment confused. One moment deeply aware, the next moment unconscious. Sometimes the mind touches the valley, sometimes it touches the peak. And only when consciousness reaches a certain peak does truth actually penetrate. And that's why Krishna repeats himself in so many different ways. Because he knows, perhaps this example may suddenly open Arjuna. Perhaps light will touch him, or fragrance, or strength, or silence, or life itself. One never knows through which door awakening may enter. And honestly, today's conversation changes the way we look at life itself. Because Krishna did not ask Arjuna to escape existence. He asked him to see it. And that is the deeper transformation. To see the sacred in water, consciousness in light, silence behind sound, life flowing through all beings, intelligence behind creation, and awareness guiding strength and desire. When perception changes, existence itself changes.
And maybe that is why Krishna keeps repeating these examples again and again. Because one never knows which moment suddenly opens the heart. Perhaps a sunrise, silence, rain, love, suffering, or even a single line from the Gita may suddenly become the doorway. And perhaps the deepest message of these verses is this: the sacred is not somewhere far away. It is not hidden only in temples, or scriptures, or rituals. It is woven into existence itself. And maybe life has been speaking to us continuously. We were simply too distracted to listen. Thank you for joining us today on Beyond the Battlefield. If this episode resonated with you, share it with someone walking through their own inner battlefield. Like, subscribe, and write to us at beyondthebattlefield@outlook.in. And don't forget to check the GPT companion link in the description. Until next time, stay aware.